YouTube! What's up? Another episode. Got a little bit of feedback on the first video. Inspired me to do another video. What was the name of that person who recommended this? Today's subject is Tommy Robinson racist? What was his name? They don't like it.
Uppingham.
They don't like it, Uppingham. Big up. They don't like it, Uppingham. He gave me the link to this video. I watched the first 5 minutes and thought I'd do a review on it straight away. Is Tommy Robinson racist? Unbiased. Well, as unbiased as I can be anyway. Go back to the beginning of this thing. Straight away I'd feel a little bit intimidated, I'm not gonna lie. EDL, EDL. So, sorry, the volume technician saying that the volume EDL. That to me would be a bit, I wouldn't think it was racist, I just think it was a bit aggressive, which you're entitled to, from it's not directed to anybody of a minority or anything. I won't see any. You do that at football matches week in, week out. EDL. It weren't like, I don't know, I'm not going to go too much into it. Let's roll. Oh, straight in there. Is that Asian man there?
Every time we demonstrate, we're followed by the UAS. The chief in command to the UAS, when people see frustrations...
Alright, confirm this for me, Junior. One on the left, is that little black boy? Yeah. Little black boy there, innit? So straight away, the racism...
It says black and white unite.
And that's what we're all about. That's what I'm about. I'm about black and white uniting. At first I looked at the video. We're only a couple of seconds in, so I'm not even going to keep on talking. I like the sound of my own voice, as you probably can tell. Asian man on the right. Black and white unite. I don't see anything wrong with this at the moment.
Can I just say, what about everybody else though?
What do you mean?
Was it only black and white? What about everybody else? Why can't everybody unite?
That's the notion of colour is just ridiculous. I'm just playing into the narrative of what's there.
Humanity unite and then it's
humanity unite shouldn't be black and white unite. It should be
humanity.
We should all unite.
Humanity.
Yeah, but it just struck me that there's a little black boy on the corner, standing there that you would consider to be an EDL. Whew, it's going off.
Boiling over like this, let me explain why. I'll explain why. Azid Ali, who's the chief, the head, the second in command of the UAF, is on record.
Ask me questions, so I've got to say something.
For the viewers, not going to identify the person to my
technician.
Right. Technician.
I'm the one that made this possible for you to vent and let your opinion go to the masses. Is that okay? Carry on.
Are you finished or are you done? Alright, let me roll.
As saying that British military are legitimate targets.
Right, I'm going to say something right now. British troops, in my opinion, make themselves legitimate targets by being in other people's shit. Get out of people's country, wherever the hell it is, I don't know. But if you're in somebody else's country, then they will see it as, you don't want no one in England, do ya? You want anyone in England on your corner military? You don't want that. So I'm sure that they don't want that. So that's politics. That's a whole nother thing. Is Tommy Robinson racist? That's what we're on about.
They are a government-funded organisation. demonstration and he attended sermons by Abu Qatada. And with all the planning we have with the police forces, we ask that they are kept away from us. We do not want to see them, and every time they are within distance of throwing bottles into our demonstration, every time. There's a few other things we need to clear up as well, yeah? You see, Nazis. I've heard certain people are in this demonstration.
I feel like that black boy and that Asian man that decided they are fucking idiots.
They could be.
I think they've been paid.
They could be tokens.
They've got to have been paid because they're
You
not
can't say
English.
that.
This is the English Defence League.
No, but they could
English.
consider. Listen,
No. They're British.
Can I finish?
They're not
Before
English.
we go into it, we can have that for another chat. Let's have that as another identity. How you identify yourself? Can you identify yourself as being black and being English? Are you black British? These are the kind of discussions I have with my friends every day. And it
You
can go
can't be
on
black English.
We'll have that discussion. It doesn't matter. We're getting caught up on semantics.
No, it's not it's the English language. They're called the English Defence League. That means
I don't care.
they defend English people.
Yeah, I understand
What is them British people doing there defending
I understand
English
that.
people? That's
I
what I'm
understand
saying. I understand the English
Okay.
language.
Yeah.
And that is written plain as day. English Defence League.
What do you want me to say to that?
I'm just asking.
What's my input meant to be?
I don't know. I'm just asking why are they standing there?
They could be tokens, like I said, in the first place.
So I say I believe they've been paid to stand there.
They could be tokens.
Okay.
But I don't want to
I
take
just
5
say
minutes
I'm
having
sorry,
a discussion
sorry,
with you.
sorry,
I don't want
I'm
to
sorry.
speak exact. I don't want to
Sorry, I don't
five-
want to be on
yeah.
your video.
You might, for the record, see that me and this person's related. Yeah, me and this person's related. It'll come off that. Let's play the
Technician.
video.
Technician.
Me and this technician's related. Yeah.
Today. Eddie Stanton is one of them. Nazis. We do not welcome Nazis. There's a lady here today, a Caribbean lady, who has flown here today from the British Virgin Islands. She's flown here from the British Virgin Islands. We have West Indian youth here today. We have Sikhs here today. And it is our respect of every one of those communities that Nazis are the enemy. You will be treated as the enemy. And the fact that we're 4 years in and you still ain't got the message that you're not welcome on the streets of the English Defence League is disgraceful.
Pause it. I'm gonna pause it. I agree with everything he said so far. Simple as that.
We have burnt the swastika. We've chased you out of Luton. We've chased you out of Birmingham. When will you get the message that Nazis are never welcome in the English Defence League? Let me start off why are we in Birmingham? Well, a lot of people ask why we're in Birmingham. Like there's no problems in Birmingham or something. You had 6 Muslims from Sparkbrook in this area who were arrested with IEDs, with guns and with machetes, who were planning to kill and murder and maim members of the English Defence League. The reason they go...
I condone terrorism on any side, so they deserve to get nicked and whatever. If they're gonna hurt people that
Don't
have
condone it, you mean?
I don't condone
I was
racism.
like, what?
I don't condone racism. I do not condone racism. Disclaimer on any side. So the people that get caught deserve whatever they get coming to them. Everybody deserves free speech. That's what it's about at the end of the day.
Not why we say, it's not why we say they were going to do it. They said in their suicide notes that they were doing it due to blasphemy laws written and scriptured within the Quran. That anyone who insults the Prophet Muhammad must be killed.
Don't insult any prophet or anybody's religion. I don't believe you should insult anybody's religion. But if you want to, you can. I wouldn't personally choose to do it out of respect for my fellow human being and respect for their beliefs. But if you want to spew hatred or you want to express your opinion, only you should be free to say whatever you want, as long as it's not directed at an individual, something like that. I'm not sure.
When Lee Rigby was killed, he's a hero. And I said,
one person's hero is another person's terrorist. One person's terrorist is another person's hero. That comes to mind.
our armed forces. Remember, I was feeling hot. I've been moaning all day about sweating, yeah? We have to remember, it's not...
Why not? Alright. He used 6 men, yeah, that were pedos or whatever, that were involved in some Asian men, yeah. But he didn't say that they were Asian men. He said that they were Muslims. Why is it Muslim? Why are you going against Islam when everyone knows that Islam is a religion of peace? I don't agree with it.
People distort it to their own effect.
Yeah, I know that's. But it needs to be. Alright, well, what I'm saying is, you're quite a smart person, and I feel like you should have brought that point up. That he's actually shouldn't be saying Muslim. He should have just said that they was Asian men or Asians.
Do you believe that
he's in Birmingham for the simple fact that there's a lot of Asians there? You're not in Birmingham for the simple fact that they're Islam or Muslims. You can't say that, because practicing Muslims are not paedophiles. Or
I don't know about that.
What?
Just because they practice them, it doesn't make them not a paedophile.
I'm saying the majority then, innit? It's just like saying majority of flipping Christians are paedophiles, or like why? What makes, look, what have you been propagandaed as well? What makes Muslims so different to another religion?
I don't know. You're losing me, to be honest with you.
I'm saying, why is he saying Muslims? Why don't he just say the Asian men? That's what I'm saying. Why is this whole thing against Muslim?
Well, the Muslim man needs to make a video saying that, Tommy, you shouldn't say against Muslims, you should, or Islam, or whatever it is. That's what he needs to do. Right.
I agree.
Someone needs to explain the difference to him between Muslims and Islam.
No, someone needs to explain to him the difference between Islam,
whatever it is,
Muslims, and Asian.
Yeah. Someone needs to explain that to him. Yeah. Maybe he just doesn't know. Do you reckon he knows?
I reckon he knows, yeah. I reckon he's smart enough to know. He's smart enough to stand there in front of how many people and get them to cheer him on. He's got to be smart enough to know that there's a difference between an Asian and a Muslim.
This is what I'm trying to come to the conclusion of with whatever time.
I believe he's smart enough.
Racist.
Yeah.
You would say he's racist then?
I would. Is it racist or is it prejudice?
I don't know, but I've only got a little bit. I don't even want to get into. Is he against? Is he only for one race?
I think he's racist. I'm not going to get involved no more, but I think he's racist. I don't like the dude.
I know, but
he says some right things. I agree with some of the things he says.
This is whether I want to see whether Tommy Robinson is racist though.
Yeah, I get you.
So let me watch the thing, innit?
Okay.
Because you're chatting and you're not going on camera.
Nah, what I'm saying is...
Nah, B, I don't even want to hear nothing.
Sure
I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear no more.
Sure
I don't want to hear no more. No, because my one... Let it be my ignorant point. Let it be my ignorant point. But don't let me go through and you keep on pulling me up every 2 minutes and you don't want to be on camera.
I'm a technician.
I'm on camera.
I'm
on the camera. I'm on the camera.
I'm on the camera. Related to you. I'm the technician.
I'm on the camera.
However, I'm also related.
Don't even want to get into a debate with you. It don't make no sense. You know that me and my family member have got opposing views and we see things differently. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
but you can't keep on jumping in every 2 seconds while I'm trying to get my point across.
I'll edit. Do your thing, my bro.
My brother.
Love you.
Not 120 degrees. We're not 6,000 miles from our family, and there's zero chance we're going to drive over a bomb today, which is what our armed forces are putting up with every day. God bless every one of them. In response to Lee Rigby's killing, Nick Clegg quoted from the Quran, "If you kill one man, you kill all of humanity." Now what it actually says, whoever kills a human being for other than killing him for mischief in the earth, kills the whole of humanity. So what it says is, unless you're causing mischief, which is exactly the quote that Lee Rigby's killer said, so unless you're a legitimate target, and what is causing mischief to Allah? Not believing in Allah is causing mischief. So when he...
A legitimate target. So it's obvious this is what's being corrupted in the Quran. I'm sure if you was to go to certain parts in, I don't want to choose a certain country, one of those Arab countries, they'd say that anybody in this country is a legitimate target. If we live in this country, we'd be like, we're not a legitimate target, we haven't done anything to you. So, how it's been corrupted in a nutshell.
Quoted that verse from the Quran, he lied. The 5th commandment says, "Thou shalt not kill." It is the equivalent of Nick Clegg going on TV and saying it says, "Thou shalt kill." It's not what it says. We hear so much about blasphemy. These men that wanted to blow up the English Defence League were carrying out blasphemy laws. In this city, 30,000 Muslims marched demanding for blasphemy laws that it is illegal to insult the Prophet Muhammad. I'm sorry, but Muhammad is nothing like Jesus and he was nothing like Buddha. Another book where I can hear everyone saying burn it, burn it, burn it. Don't burn it, read it, alright? Expose it.
Yeah, I agree with what he said. He dropped a jewel just before I was going to say it. Don't burn it, because then you're proving the people right. You read it. And if there's something in there that you have a grievance with, then you can bring it up in intelligent discussion. That's the whole point of the thing, innit?
Understand what is in these books. This book here is the life of Muhammad.
That's what I'm trying to do on Tony Robinson, for the record. I'm not just trying to judge him. I'm not going to try and burn him. I'm not going to hit him. I'm going to listen to what he says. And I'm going to say whether he's racist or not, in my opinion.
By Ibn Ishaq. This is a man that we cannot criticise. In this book of battles, he individually, personally killed 43 people. Jesus killed no one, Buddha killed no one, they did not incite or ask.
You bringing up ancient scripture in 2019 is, it's long, Tommy. I don't agree with that. Agree how we need to come to some kind of thing where we can come together. Simple and plain.
People to be killed in their name. But in this book, he tortured a man for his gold. This is a man that we should criticise. This is a man that we have a legitimate right to criticise. And we should be free in our country to criticise him without fear of death or murder.
I agree with you should be free to express your opinions without fear of murder. I also agree that you should be able to practice your religion without fear of persecution. So, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, there shouldn't be a problem with it. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, there shouldn't be a problem with it. Simple and plain.
The other thing that Muslims say and politicians say is, you've taken that out of context. That's what we hear. You've taken it out of context. Nick Clegg took it out of context. Now, the Quran is inscripted. When you try and read the Quran, you can't make context out of it because it's all mumbled up. It's not in a numerical order of history. Ibn Ishaq is in a numerical order of history. The latter verses abrogate the previous verses. So whatever happened at the end of history, at the end of his revelations, way outproceed the previous ones. In Muhammad's first 10 years of preaching, he had 350 followers. Once he introduced rape, murder and genocide, he found a winning formula. And that's what is still spread with now today across the world. And one verse, which was his second from last revelation, it says, let's read it.
I don't know if it's out of context or in context, so I'm going to fast forward it a little bit.
Taught in our schools. Politician called Anne Cryer. And we had a discussion which was recorded about Muslim grooming gangs, paedophile gangs within Islam. We've all seen in the last few years, and again, Anne Cryer said...
So, technician, can I ask you one question? Because I'm asking for your input.
No problem.
If 8 people, Asians, are convicted of doing a crime, what's the difference between calling them Muslim, but they happen to be...
Religion's got nothing to do with it. That's why. That's the difference. The religion's got nothing to do with it.
I agree with that.
Well, did they say that to flipping the man who cut all the women's throats, flipping Myra Hindley? Did they say, oh, because she's a Christian or a flipping Catholic?
You got to understand you're in a Christian country though, so there's no reason for them to say that.
I'm not alright. So I'm just saying that it needs to be acknowledged that that is used as something to cause propaganda. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not.
I think people
it's
need
not
to
a
understand
reality of Islam. Definitely not a reality of Islam.
People need to understand that, and people need to understand that when someone's saying that you are a minority.
Did I answer your question,
perfectly?
Bro?
Yeah, perfectly.
Alright.
Thank you.
Let's not get into a debate.
No, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. Sponsor, if you want to see a boxing match, let us know in the likes, comments, fucking description, anything. If you want it to go down between me and the Phantom Technician, let us know. Thank you very much. If the money's right, we do it.
She has been very outspoken against grooming gangs since 2002. In 2002, she had 8 mothers go to her and beg her as their local politician.
I agree with his point. He had a really good point in the fact of he could have said Asian grooming gang instead of Muslim grooming gang. I don't know whether Tommy's in this speech. I'm going to be real with you. I don't think he's as intelligent as what my technician gives him credit for. I actually don't. For him to go back into ancient scripture and be talking about and be trying to demonize it through ancient scripture when you should just be talking about what's going on in the world today. And
no, but that's what makes me know that he is smart. Because that's a whole propaganda play.
I know, but if
like
you're
trying
be
to make
smarter
people
than
hate
that,
people from...
No, but you'd be smarter. You'd be smarter than that. If
like
you're
trying to make it... No, but he's trying to make it so it's these sort of things are ingrained into the religion.
I've got 50-something views on my last video, yeah? And I know that with the following he's got, yeah?
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say, man. I was onto a good one, trust me.
They've already gone to the police, they've already gone to social services, and they've refused to help these families whose daughters are being groomed, raped and sexually abused by large groups of Muslim men.
I think it's really important that he separates the word Muslim from Asian. I mean Asian from Muslim.
Yeah.
In the fact of unless they were all Muslim.
It doesn't matter what religion they was.
No, but that's
I mean,
the common
doesn't
denominator.
matter. It doesn't. That's not the common denominator. The common denominator is they're Asian. Asian human beings. What their belief is irrelevant.
No, it is.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Well,
Because
it's
there's
what
nothing
you
in their
subscribe
belief.
to.
There's nothing in their belief that says to go and do the things they've done. So they know. It's not. It's irrelevant. There's nothing in Christianity that told Myra Hindley to kill kids.
No, I don't want to talk about. I'm talking about
no,
this here.
I'm comparing it. I've got
No,
to
I'm
compare
hearing
it
this.
to other killers and
Alright,
kid
listen.
fiddlers
Alright, listen.
and that.
Alright, this is why you
Gary
don't
Glitter.
compare.
What's Gary Glitter? Catholic.
Listen. Before it gets too much, this is why I don't want to compare. Yeah, because this is the argument what people go through all the time. When some atrocity happens over there, they're like, but what about them over there?
Alright.
And what about? Don't worry about them over there. Worry about yourself.
But then don't condemn.
Worry about yourself.
Don't condemn a whole religion based on what they six.
I totally agree with that. I'll be stupid.
Answer me the question.
No,
then.
I'll be stupid not to agree with that. But if there's a common denominator of that they're Muslim, he's gonna say that. He might not be educated enough. You might be giving him too much credit.
I believe
than
that
what he is.
I believe he's educated enough to
That's
use
what
that
you
as a
believe.
weapon.
I know, but he might not be. He could just be just a normal
It's a
guy
weapon.
that's just chatting,
Off the back of how
just
many
like
wars?
how I'm chatting.
Off the back of how
I'm
many
sure-
wars?
listen, I'm
listen
sure-
to me though, please. Off the back, because we got to talk one after the other, or it won't. You get me? What I'm saying is, off the back of how many wars with Muslim countries and people with all this propaganda and all that, it's obvious you're gonna use that. It's obvious you're gonna use that, the dictatorships and the. It's obvious you're gonna say, yeah, Islam, Muslims. It's obvious you're gonna use that just to. He's racist against Asian people. He's an old school Paki basher, bruv. Combat 18,
Doesn't matter.
bruv.
That's the point. Let me tell you something.
Bruv.
It doesn't matter what he was in the old
I
stage.
know, but
if he was
for me,
if he was,
for
alright,
me,
let me
he's
tell
showing
you
that
something.
he's still that.
See what I'm saying, man?
Alright,
It's just a joke.
tell me.
If he was a Paki basher 30 years ago, or 20 years ago, or 15 years ago, does that mean that he is, sorry for the language, a Paki basher right now?
This is what they was called back in the days.
Does it mean that he's a
people
Paki
like
basher? Well, they say nigger all the time anyway, so
Yeah, no,
I don't
I'm just
understand
saying
that.
that's the terminology.
Can I explain?
Yeah.
If he was a Paki basher 20 years ago, does that mean he's a Paki basher now?
No.
I'm listening to him right now, and this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Go on.
There might be undertones of him. That's why I don't give him the intelligence of mixing and knowing the difference between Asian, Islam. What's the other one you said? Muslim,
Muslim
Asian,
is someone that
Islam.
believes in Islam.
I don't. Yeah, but you're giving him the credit of him being intelligent enough to decipher. I don't know whether he's intelligent enough or to decipher. So I'm watching the thing and trying to decipher whether he's racist or not.
What I've come to the conclusion of is that I know his.
Me and you got different views.
Yeah,
This is what I'm doing with my conclusion.
I'm watching
of
what
it
you're
all.
watching, and what I've seen so far is that he still shows traits of that Combat 18 20-year-old boy, because of the warfare that he's using, the warfare that he's saying.
Alright, shall I tell you
Islam
what?
and
Shall I tell you
all
what I
that.
would do? I wouldn't bring the Combat 18 into it. I would look at it in a clean sheet and just be like, that's just got undertones of racism.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be going back and just
what
be
has made me reminded me of the fact that he was Combat 18. It's not that I had that in my mind in the beginning. I don't give a fuck.
So let me tell you something. I don't care if he's racist, to be honest with you. I don't give a damn. I believe Tony Blair's racist. There's loads of them that are racist.
I agree.
Yeah, exactly. So him saying something that a lot of people resonate with, we need to listen. Simple and plain. If he's saying something that a lot of people resonate with, we need to listen to what it is. So we can objectively say, oh, he's chatting shit or he's not chatting shit. Simple and plain. Not just write him off or go back 20 years. That's not the point of doing it. That's not the point of what I'm doing.
I'm not being funny, but we've seen this before. This is what Hitler done.
See what I'm saying, man? You're just...
It's what Hitler done. Isn't it? It's the same thing. If we all just listened to what he said and believed what he said...
I'm not saying I'm listening to him or believing into him. I'm not saying I'm listening. I want to listen, though.
Honestly.
I want to listen. I want to listen.
Right. But me
that's what I want to do.
Can I ask you a question now? If we all did listen to what he said and believed what he said, would the fuckery be going on right now?
Who knows?
Nah, nigga.
What?
Alright, cool.
Who knows?
I believe
what did he say?
Would be going on.
What was he saying?
Just all the shit that he's saying about Muslims and Islam and all of that.
What?
We've been mostly in another war right now.
I think, if you looked at it analytically, you just look at it and be like, this geezer is going back into thingy and it possibly demonising the Muslim religion. But shall I tell you what he's got? He's got a lot of common issues what he can use to back it up. He's got a lot of issues what a lot of normal people thingy to back it up in that case then. What's going on right now to back up his hidden agenda, if that's the case.
I could simply say that
if that's the case.
And religion are two different things. Culture.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And religion are
the English Defence League.
That's the fucking thing now, man.
You can find it back, man. It's alright, man.
Now, when Anne Cryer started saying this, and it's all being recorded, she said that she approached the local imam and she asked him to go to these 30 Muslim men's houses, who she had their names and addresses, and ask them to politely stop what they're doing, because it is un-Islamic. Now, un-Islamic, I said, Anne, how and what basis do you say it's un-Islamic? And I had the Quran then. I said, Anne, have you read this book? No, she hadn't read the book. So I said, you're defending something you know nothing about, and you're going out on a limb. Which is what you're seeing so much. Our politicians come out telling us Islam is a religion of peace. On what basis do you say that? And when she said that, I quoted to her Surah 4, verse 3.
In my opinion, all religions are about peace. When manipulated, could be the worst thing in the world, unfortunately. And that's what these people are doing. A lot of people are doing in every religion. People are manipulating it, and for their own political, geographical gains. Religion and these things should be separate.
It clearly states, outside of your 4 wives of marriage, you can take whatever your right arm possesses as sexual captives. Are we not agreed? Are we not agreed that these Muslim grooming gangs are taking non-Muslim women as sexual slaves? Do you know how many times it says in this book that they are allowed legally?
Put in the comments, please let me get your feedback on this. Please put in the feedback.
Oh, you go get feedback.
Please put down, I gon' get feedback. Put in the comments, please, whether he should be addressing these paedophiles, nonces, as we call them, as Asians or Muslims. I think that's a really important point. Put that in the comments.
To take non-Muslim women as sexual slaves 14 times! 14 times! And the only answer Mohammed Shafiq had, it doesn't say sexual slaves, it says slaves. I said, what do you think they do with their slaves? Play bingo with them?
This book was written 1400 years ago. We don't agree with the things that was done now in today's society, so it shouldn't be taken literally as to do that now. I believe Tommy Robinson's capitalizing on a book that was written 1400 years ago. And that's not the way to go about coming together, if that's truly what we want to do.
And none of them, not one Muslim leader in this country has got an answer. Alright, maybe that is being misinterpreted by me. Maybe all these Muslims that are raping these kids is being misinterpreted. But you tell us...
Let me continue from that point. I went, maybe that's being misinterpreted by him. That's exactly what I was thinking. Is he misinterpreting figures and that? Let me know in the comments. I don't think we should be going back and looking at a holy book, what many consider sacred to them. If they ain't about hurting you, then the book's the book. We're in 2019 now, so obviously you shouldn't be doing things that was like taking sex slaves and whatnot. Oh, get that back, run it back.
Why? You tell us why predominant all Muslim groups of men are grooming and raping our kids. You tell us why. And Mohammed Shafiq said it's cultural. It's a Pakistani problem. But no, actually, what's happening here is happening. Predominant all Muslim groups of men are grooming and raping our kids. You tell us why. And Mohammed Shafiq said it's cultural.
Please put in the comment section who Mohammed Shafiq is. I will be Googling that right now. Can I get someone to Google Mohammed Shafiq? Please, one of the dream team. Mohammed who? Shafiq. Mohammed Shafiq.
It's a Pakistani problem. But no, actually, what's happening here is happening in Sweden, and it's Iraqi men, and it's happening in France, and it's Algerian men, and it's happening in Denmark, and it's Somali men. The common denominator.
This is what I was talking about, the common denominator, me and my technician. What is the common denominator and why is he so specific in saying Muslim? You got to back that up with religion shouldn't have anything to do with it. But in Denmark, are they Asian? In Sweden, are they Asian? Let me know in the comments if you can be bothered.
Yeah, is they're all Muslim.
That bit a little bit, man.
I'd like to as well, on behalf of myself, on behalf of everyone, I want to thank every one of you. Yeah, I want to thank every one of you. I know how difficult it is to open.
the raping that's been going on, or the paedophilia what's been going on in the what he's highlighting, and he's using the word Muslim. I need to know what the common denominator is, why you would say Muslim. If there is no common denominator separating them from Muslim and Asian, then he's racist. He should have used the word Asian. If there's a common denominator that separates Muslim from Asian, and it's the reason why he's saying Muslim, then continue.
When you say you're English Defence League, yeah? I know what every one of you have probably had hassles off people you know. You've probably been demonised. You've probably been slandered. I know many of you would have lost your jobs. I know all the things that every member of this organisation goes through in order to defend the children of the next generation.
I want to say something as well. There's a lot of English flags since George's crosses, which are considered in this day and age as racist. We need to change that narrative, because every other country is allowed to be proud of where they come from and their heritage. So should the English, so should everybody. What's good for you should be what's good for me. Simple.
So, I know it's not easy, I know how difficult it is, and I know how brave that makes every single person that's come here today to not care. That's what you're getting. We don't care what you say about us. History will prove we were right. History will prove we were right. And every single one of you.
I'm going to say this again. This could be the beginning of a war. If you don't let people in their native country be able to be proud of where they come from, fly their flag in their own country without feeling that if they do so they're racist, then we're gonna have you're giving people that are ignorant and that are racist, you're giving them a cause. So let's think about what we're doing here.
At a minute you're being judged. We're all being judged. It doesn't matter, because history will judge us. We will all be judged. And the only way to get what we want, I've seen Sikh lads here today, I've seen all these different people here today. We don't need 100,000 people on the street. All we need is for the politicians to realise that this movement has got the support of the British public. We've got the support of the British public. We've got the support of the armed forces. Why wouldn't the armed forces support us? They are trained and bought and trained into defending this country against Islamist ideology in faraway fields where they're suffering and they're dying. And then when they come home to their homelands, they see the same ideology spreading like a wildfire, not being tackled by no one. There's only one group in this country that's daring to tackle it and say it how it is and speak the truth.
It's gone too far to the left, isn't it? It's gone too far to the bloody left. You see me? You can't be proud and nationalistic or something like that. Not the most eloquent, but seems like you can't be proud of where you come from. I'm going to do something different next time on my next little ting.
White men can't dance. From here, lads, on September 7th, we'll be going into Tower Hamlets. There's also a few documentaries that are going to be coming out. There's one with Vice Media, who have been spending time with the Sharia patrols. Hopefully this documentary will show them implementing Sharia. We had a meeting last week as well for another documentary, and we had a Muslim, a public face of Islam in this country, who come to the meeting. He come and attended the meeting in Luton.
Is Tommy Robinson anti-Muslim?
And I said, before he come in, I said, let's give him some respect. He's the first Muslim that's actually stepping over that barrier to listen to what we've got to say, yeah? All you have to. And you know, when he spent quite a lot of time with me, he has, yeah? And in the meeting, he started off by saying, a year ago, I was in this camp, and I wanted this organisation banned and prescribed. And after meeting your supporters and your members, I've now moved to this camp. And I understand that it's time that we sit down and we listen to all your concerns, and we listen and we understand. And that is a leading Muslim representative in this country. So how, and I explained to Mohammed Ansar, I explained to him and said, these people that you're meeting in this room today, David Cameron described every one of them as the sickest people in this country. Men, women, Sikhs, Hindus, Jews, black people, ex-forces, all these different people come together and they've got a blanket ban as the sickest people in this country. And in Birmingham, we come here, they set up, they put cameras in Sparkbrook, in all these different Islamic areas. Counter-terrorism put these cameras up because they felt a need to monitor these communities. Due to political correctness and the fact that the Muslims were offended that cameras were put in their communities, they were made to take them down. When 6 Muslims were planning to blow us up, they were stopped by chance. They were stopped because they had no insurance in their car. Now,
Man said they put cameras up in the Muslim community. Let me know in the comments if this is true. They put cameras up in the Muslim community. The Muslim community felt offended and said you have to keep the cameras down, and they took the cameras down. Let me know in the comments if that's true. Car, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. He's got to be lying. Let me know in the comments if that's true, and let me know if they took the cameras down. Car, everywhere I go, there's cameras everywhere. Yeah? Don't matter whether you're white, black, what? There's cameras everywhere, watching all of us. So, I want to know if the cameras ain't there. I want to know why. That's preferential treatment, and that shouldn't be prescribed to anyone. We should be all equal. So let me continue with the video anyway, because I can just continue.
Different people come together and they've got a blanket ban as the sickest people in this country. And in Birmingham, we come here, they set up, they put cameras in Sparkbrook, in all these different Islamic areas. Counter-terrorism put these cameras up because they felt a need to monitor these communities. Due to political correctness and the fact that the Muslims were offended that cameras were put in their communities, they were made to take them down. when 6 Muslims were planning to blow us up, they were stopped by chance. They were stopped because they had no insurance in their car. Now, we demand that we don't care about their feelings. I don't care if someone's offended. For too long we've been tiptoeing around.
You know what? I'm going to cut
Trying to exploit the situation. How can we exploit a situation which we...
And the gist of it is, what me and my technician were debating. Right there, I could have mother. I was this close to my... Me and the technician were talking about was the description of the people that were doing the dirty. Were they Asians or were they Muslims? And why should you... I don't agree with him saying that they were Muslims, but I need to know what the common denominator was. I'll do some more research on it. I'll get back to you. I'm getting straight back on this. I've had nothing but positive feedback. I want to thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. Is Tommy Robinson racist? I'm still out on it. The technician is already convinced already, but I'm still out on it. He's got a lot of things. I don't agree with him going back into the Quran and thinking it was written 1400 years ago. If people are literally saying they can take slaves and that, we know in 2019 that's wrong. So it doesn't matter what religion you are, it's common sense. Like, comment and subscribe, subscribe. That's how we do the bibbidi bibbidi babbidi boobidi babbidi. Yeah? Get on it. I know where the button is. Love.